September is National Service Dog Month, and I'm sure that many of you have stopped to admire a service dog in our community, right? But there are some rules to follow, and today we're getting guidance from the pros. You guys are also going to get to meet a very lovely dog that has done so much great work in San Antonio. I want to welcome Whitley Cheatham. She is the owner and training director at Dog Training Elite, and her beautiful, precious Flirt, who is quite the flirt, right?
Yes, she is. She definitely lives up to her name.
Oh, well, she is such a sweet, beautiful 10-year-old dog, right?
Yes, so Flirt is a 10-year-old Belgian Malinois. And
Okay.
she's mostly retired these days, but she still comes out with me for limited outings.
She truly is. Look at her, so poised. And earlier, she had just been totally loving on me because she is semi-retired. I am able to pet her, correct?
Right.
But that's what we want to clarify today. What is the difference between a service dog and other types of dogs like emotional and just drew a blank, and working dogs, therapy dogs?
Yeah, so a service dog is going to be specifically trained for one individual to help them with a medical condition. And that can be anything from diabetes, anxiety, PTSD, seizures. And then a therapy dog is going to go into environments like a nursing home or a hospital and help provide therapy and emotional support. Where an emotional support dog is a dog that provides support for somebody in the home but doesn't travel out into the world.
Okay.
And so a service dog requires a ton of training. It typically takes up to 2 years. And so these are very highly trained, very specialized dogs. And part of that job is requiring the attention. So you saw how she was so focused on me.
Yes.
As a service dog, they can't get distracted by the environment, or else they could miss a cue and miss helping their handler with a medical condition.
And that to me is so important to note for our audience, because whenever we see them out working, whether it's the airport, or I saw one the other day at Schlitterbahn, there was a service dog there, and obviously you want to be like, oh my gosh, but you're saying that could interrupt their duties, right?
Absolutely. And so for a diabetic alert dog, for instance, they're constantly smelling to see if their handler's blood sugars are high or low. And if they were distracted and they missed a low blood sugar,
Oh, wow.
their handler could potentially pass out or suffer some medical condition because their dog was distracted. And so it's very important that we look and don't touch and try not to distract when we're seeing service dogs in public.
That was my next question, is what can we do around them? Not much, right? Just keep they're there, but don't really acknowledge.
Yeah, the best thing you can do is approach the handler if you'd like to interact with them. And sometimes the handler may be in a position where they let you say hi to their dog, or they let the dog say hi to you, but it's always going to be up to the handler. And it's most respectful to acknowledge the handler and not the dog.
Okay, that is very great advice to remind us all about. It's so hard to do, but even when I saw Flirt, I asked her first because, oh yes, she heard her name. Flirt, you know who you are. You're gonna show us a couple of things that she is able to do or has been able to do while you've had her, right?
Yeah, so one of the biggest tasks for service dogs is the ability to retrieve items. So I have my phone here, and we'll just drop it. Flirt, can you fetch it up?
An
Here.
angel.
Give.
Stop it.
What a good girl.
Flirt, you're such a beautiful,
And
great
so
girl.
that can help somebody who has mobility conditions that maybe can't bend down. So now I didn't have to bend down to get my phone. If I drop things, she's able to assist. And so that's one of the major tasks that a lot of service dogs will perform.
Oh, she is just perfect, honestly. And that, you said, took 2 years to train her to do something like that. And that's where you come in. And that's why it's so important to support dogs who are needed for people who need these services.
Yeah, it's definitely a time-intensive process. Service dogs will start working somewhere around 6 months to a year, but it takes about 2 years for them to be fully trained and kind of at that point where they're not requiring help for their handler and reinforcement.
Okay, well, thank you for all of this information. And Flirt, thank you for being with us. You're such a beautiful girl. I love her so very much. Can you come home with me? Felix would definitely be a little jealous, that's for sure. You have a 10% discount for our audience, right?
That's right. For Service Dog Month, we are running a 10% discount for any clients that sign up for service dog training here with Dog Training Elite.
Okay, and they can find you at your website, social media, all that good stuff?
Absolutely, and we can train the dog you have. If you don't have a dog, we can always help you find a good dog that would be a candidate.
Perfect. Thank you for being with us, Whitley. And Flirt, I love you. You're always welcome here on Great Day SA, y'all. But stay with us, because after the break, I'm calling all beauty professionals. San Antonio will be here sooner. Premier San Antonio, that is, will be here sooner than you know.